Hello, I'm live, and welcome to this glaring. Try to fix that. This hangout for Castillo Silver Puerto Rican rum. This is from Castillo, Puerto Rico. It's bottled by Bacardi Limited. I paid $7.99 for this 1 liter bottle. The competitor, the one that was the Aristocrat versus Castillo, and that was on Thunder and Thursday. That was embedded in that hangout. James P. Madonna did the cane run rum from Sazerac. This is Clubhouse premium quality rum, bottled by Kentucky Standard Distillers of Bardstown, Kentucky. That's Heaven Hill. There's no, it's got a gold cap, nice gold cap, and then the appearance white label with this aqua and gold, kind of like a aquamarine and gold. Aquamarine and gold. Clubhouse. I paid $6.99 for a liter bottle at Super Discount Store. Okay, so this was purchased in St. Bernard Parish in Chalmette, Louisiana, at Super Discount Store on Louisiana Highway 47 northbound. And this was $7.99 for the liter. They're both liter bottles, glass too, at Discount Depot on US Highway 90 Business Route westbound, okay, in Marrero, Louisiana. Okay, just for your general information. My daughter might call me back, so if I go mute this, you'll understand. She called me crying. I have a flat tire. She's at home though, not out on the interstate. Crying. I said, well, somebody was going to help her change it. I said, well, why you didn't call AAA? Because I have her on a membership. Oh, she said, I'll do that. They'll come change the tire for free. And put the spare. And then she can go to Walmart and they'll tell her if it can be repaired or not. It's probably just she rolled over a nail, and I've had that happen numerous times. And more than likely they can change it and, patch it and change it. But sometimes they go on the side, they have to replace it, but it probably could be changed. Okay, patched. What is that, $20? No, I think Walmart does it for $11. It's not too expensive. Now I have this blended American whiskey, also Clubhouse. Look, see the Clubhouse line. I did the gin. You might remember a few years ago, the old label. He used to have an old label, like a painted label with the bushes, the hedges, the golf course. It was nicer. Now they've gone to this more modern label. I guess it's nice too. There's still the drawing. It's a pen and ink sort of drawing of the same scene, showing the crossed golf clubs and the crossed fishing poles, and then the country clubhouse. And the label has like this plastic, it's like textured, you can feel it. But anyway, this is the brown and cream colored bottle. Nice looking bottle with gold. So brown, cream, and gold. Blended whiskey with natural flavors and caramel colors. Yeah, at least they're telling you, because most blended whiskey has caramel color, and a lot of it has natural flavors like sherry added, blending sherry. So at least Heaven Hill's having the courtesy to tell us that. Bottled by Kentucky Standard Distillers. Yeah, Heaven Hill. It's not, there's no website listing except for, I say it's cream colored, but it's like old paper. They make it look like old parchment that you would get like a diploma on. So it's a nice looking bottle and label for only, what was it for this? I think it was $5.99. I'm serious. I was at Savannah Discount on Louisiana Highway 45 northbound with John Anile and David Garlpede. And the guy's like, you want this? Oh, no, I saw it. And I said, but there was no price tag. So I said, how much? And they scanned it. I think it was $5.99. I'm serious. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure. I was like, yeah, I'm buying that. $5.99 a liter. Shoot, even if it's terrible, haven't lost much. Okay, well, anyway, let's get on with this Castillo Silver. I think this is going to be a close contest. The Castillo Silver has been very nice, but the other ones are pretty nice too. Now, this is, like I said, $7.99 for the liter, a little bit more expensive at other places. Got a nice metal cap, not plastic. But Bacardi, they tend to do stuff a little classier, you know. Heaven Hill, that depends what you're drinking from them. If you're drinking one of their value price brands like the Clubhouse, it's going to have the plastic cap. It's going to be kind of an inexpensive looking budget brand. If you get their Elijah Craig barrel proof, it's going to have the cork and all of that, and it's going to look nice, and it's going to be expensive, and in my case, it's going to be too strong a drink. That guy Jared Kazanov told me, try this. I was like, oh, this is too strong. It's like drinking pure grain alcohol. Yeah, it's barrel proof. I said, yeah, well, why would you want to drink it? You know, I mean, it tasted good. It's not that the flavors were bad. It was they were too strong. I mean, I don't mind drinking alcohol as evidenced by this channel, but enough's enough. I mean, 80 proof seems fine. 90 proof is okay. 100 proof gets a little shaky in my case. 100 proof is a little much. Above that, you get into these barrel proofs. It's just, oh. Well, they're both silver, you know. No shock there, eh? I say silver. They're really just clear. See what I mean? Just clear, man. You would assume that the Castillo from Bacardi Limited would beat the Clubhouse from, what's the alias company? Kentucky Standard. Yeah. So Castillo is from a company called Ron de Castillo y Silla. And that's from Kentucky Standard. But those are alias names. It's Bacardi Limited, and it's Heaven Hill. Now, if you look on the Heaven Hill website, they don't list Clubhouse gin. Or the rum I'm dealing with. I say gin. The rum I'm dealing with. They do list one rum. It's the not Captain Morgan. That's Diageo. It's it doesn't matter. You can look up heavenhill.com and find out. They only list the Clubhouse in their product specifications. Same with Bacardi Limited. They only list Castillo as other brands. And there's a lot of other brands. Oh my goodness. Incredible. Incredible. Is it Sailor Jerry Heaven Hill? That has that. I'm about to find out. Heaven Hill blank. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold the boat. Sorry. Heaven Hill brand signs agreement to acquire Black Velvet Canadian whiskey. Golly. It looks like Constellation Brands is evacuating the premises. Heaven Hill, the large. When did this come? August 12th. That was yesterday. Woohoo. Heaven Hill Brands, the largest independent family-owned and operated distilled spirit supplier based in the U.S., has signed an agreement to acquire Black Velvet Canadian, the second largest selling Canadian whiskey in the world, from Constellation Brands. The purchase will be made through a subsidiary of Constellation, the Black Velvet Distilling Company, located in Lethbridge, Canada. The sale is expected to close in the second half of 2019, subject to regulatory approval. That's what's holding up their buyout, E&J buyout of so many Constellation Brands, regulatory approval. Black Velvet, second largest Canadian whiskey worldwide, named for its velvety smooth taste. What's the largest selling? Crown Crown Royal. The Black Velvet brand fills an important gap in Heaven Hill's broad distilled spirits portfolio by substantially expanding sales activities in the imported whiskey category and fits perfectly with its portfolio of high-volume quality brands like Evan Williams, Burnett's Vodka. We get so many of those in Laplace here. Deep Eddy Vodka, Admiral Nelson. That's the rum, Admiral Nelson's. And Christian Brothers Brandies. We are excited to add Black Velvet to our iconic group of brands and look forward to growing this historic brand in the months and years ahead, said Max Shapira, president. As we continue to build our business based on strategic acquisitions, innovation, Heaven Hill's commitment to quality continues to steer the positive outlook for our diverse portfolio. In addition to Black Velvet, Heaven Hill will purchase the historic distilling facility, one of the 8 traditional Canadian distilleries in operation. Acquisition includes all the distilling operations, aging and bottling facilities, and the remaining portfolio of Canadian whiskey brands owned by Constellation, which includes, now let's check this out, Black Velvet, McNaughton, McMaster's, which I've never even heard of, I don't think, maybe McMaster's, and an international business of the Shinley brands, Golden Wedding and OFC. Well, and then they go on and on giving facts and figures about this. Black Velvet was developed in 1946 and first introduced to the market in 1951. Told you. Brothers Walter and Alfred Gilby entered the spirits business in England in 1857. Then they go on and on. They built the Gilby Distillery, went online September 11, 1933. Crosby Hucks and John Napier joined the team developing a number of Canadian whiskeys with Black Velvet rising to the top. I'm just summarizing this. The 70s growth for the Canadian whiskey category. It goes on and on. All right. Whoa. I gotta post this in Alcohol Eggs right now. Got to. Everybody's gonna say, what? Jaws drop. I'm going to put a comment, another buyout. Well, oh well, sorry for the interruption. Now we go to brands. Oh boy. They used to gotta type in your birthday every time. I say remember me. Some of them, if you say remember, you will, and you won't have to keep. Admiral Nelson's premium spice rums, but there is a non-spice version. Onset Cognac, I've had that. Christian Brothers, of course. Caroline's, my daughter tried it. Burnett's, hadn't had it. Coronet Brandy, nope, ain't had it. Elijah Craig, yes. Evan Williams, etc. I've had Evan Williams. And it goes on. Henry McKenna, I bought a bottle. Mellicorn, we liked it. Old Fitzgerald, it's expensive. Sacred Bond from Christian Brothers. Sacred Bond, bottled and bond brandy. Yes, I finished mine off. Product specifications. Product category. Product category. Rum. Brand name. Admiral Nelson's, Burnett's, Ron Lave, Blackheart, Whalers, and then you type in rum, or you just press rum, and it brings up Clubhouse Silver, 80 proof. That's it. Liter. That's all they make. They make liters of Clubhouse 80 proof, and that is the only one they make. So there you go. There's your answer. All right. This is going to be tough, but we'll see. Straight, white, clear, silver rum, mild molasses. You know that, light molasses. Little smoke, little wood, quite a bit of wood, actually, I should say, quite a bit. Some char, maybe, wood for sure. Over here, what is it? I'm not sure yet. Oh, this is for Wednesday, by the way. the Wednesday slot, because I know I won't have time Wednesday. Much richer aroma here, much richer, more bountiful aroma, sweeter, more sugary, more molasses, more wood, more char, more alcohol fumes. Okay, so a full nose, it just feels full in your nose. And how do you describe that? You can't unless somebody's experienced it. This is a little thin in the nose, but it's not totally thinned out. It's not washed out. It's just less full. I think initially, this is supposition, don't know yet. I think this is the Clubhouse, and I think this is the Castillo. $1 different. Now remember, I paid $1 difference per bottle. $6.99 for the Clubhouse, $7.99 for the Castillo Silver. Both 1 liter bottles. That'll last me for years. Taste time. Get that little sugary, weird twang from the light molasses. Well, you see, that's why these are used for mixers, because that kind of thing will turn off most people. And I can understand that. It's not designed for drinking straight. Okay, let's understand that. Silver rum is not designed to drink straight. However, I was reading on the Chivas Regal website yesterday. They were saying, drink it straight, drink it neat. Then you start mixing and then taste it and see what you got. And they said that on the Bacardi website before, on their old magazine ads before. Drink it neat. Then you'll find that it's a better mixer because it's better. It's a better product. That's what they're saying at least. All right, so that tastes fine. Got a little twang in it though. Rich aroma. Much more wood, heavier char. Now, Bacardi claims we use a secret blend of charcoal and we're not going to tell you what it is, and it makes our rum so good, and we're not telling you. They don't need to tell me. They're not required to tell me. That's why it's a secret. It's no secret that I've got these rums for cheap. Now, when I did the Castillo Gold, I remarked how it had a strange flavor. I didn't know if it was like olive oil, virgin olive oil, or extra virgin olive oil. None of that made sense. Or if it was like turned vegetable matter. None of that made sense because I couldn't put a description on it. But it was something strange. Not bad, not unpleasant, or off-putting. Well, initially it was, but then I got used to it. Used to the strangeness, but it's still odd. This one is starting to evidence some of that oddity. Now, what makes Castillo odd? Is it an inferior product? I don't know, but what do you think? I think it must be in some way because it's cheaper than the Bacardi. It's the value price brand. Like you got Budweiser, and then the value price brand is Busch and Natural Light or Natural Ice. They used to make Natural Pilsner, but that was discontinued. That was the mid-range, like the Busch beer, Budweiser. But so that's what this would be. Do you ever see commercials for Castillo? You do not. It gets no promotion. They stick it on the shelf and say, let's price point it, see what people do with it. And they buy it. Okay. Yeah. It's got to be the Castillo. It's almost like a moldiness, like it was in a cellar in the mountains of Puerto Rico and it got some kind of mold. You say, oh, you're crazy. Oh yeah, am I crazy? I drank Jim Beam, and Jim Beam seems like it has cellar mold. You can't explain it, but it seems to have it. And green wood, like the wood was not totally dry or cured. The peculiar thing, strange, but it's there, and it's a what they call a signpost. It's a signpost guiding you down the road of tasting. And if you remember those signposts, you say, oh, yeah. Charlie says, always like Appleton Estate. It's Jamaican. Hey, you know what? I saw Appleton Estate this very morning at Walmart. Of course, I didn't buy it. I got too much now. I'm talking about alcohol. But I saw it. It was 1996 at Walmart, Appleton Estate. I said, oh, and it wasn't a spice rum. It was just gold rum. Almost looked red, like red rum. I said, whoa, one day I need to buy this. I know it's a famous brand, Appleton Estate. Now, I don't know if 1996 was a good price, but that's what they had it for. You know, then they had another one for not $7.96, a white rum in a plastic bottle, cheap, $7.50. Oh, cheapest stuff. Ooh. From those guys down in Florida, Caribbean distillers in Florida. I don't know. I might buy it one day just for the heck of it. This has more of a spicy flavor, like spice. You say spice. Yeah, like black pepper. That's coming from that wood. Yeah, I don't know what it is. La, 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 la. Which one tastes better? I would say that you see, it even has a little bit of that lemon lime thing that I picked up with the Clubhouse gin. You say Clubhouse gin had a lemon lime. I tell you what, it tasted like they added lemon lime to it, like a Sprite. I know they didn't, but it just had that taste. And every time I did Clubhouse, I got it right against the competition because it was nothing else tastes like that. This is having that. I don't even know where Clubhouse is made. Like I said earlier, point of origin unknown. It could be produced in Kentucky. Could you make a rum in Kentucky? Well, I assume you could if you got a hold of some light molasses. If you're making white rum, silver rum, clear rum, and you produce it according to the guidelines, why wouldn't you be able to? They make rum in Louisiana. There's a rum distillery in New Orleans. There's one in Jennings, Louisiana. Well, I guess the Castillo is a richer flavor. It's a nicer rum. It tastes better. It's worth the extra $1, heck. But it doesn't destroy Clubhouse. It's not a runaway. And I was so troubled this morning. I mean, I couldn't get over this morning when I did Chivas Regal. You know, Chivas Regal, $34 a bottle against 100 Pipers, which I notice now is $9.99. It went up $1. It used to be $8.99, but you know how things change. But I paid $8.99. A few places you might still get it $8.99. So you figure that's cut rate. That's cut rate. That's cut rate Scotch, blended Scotch. That can in no way compete with Chivas Regal. Well, let me tell you, they both coming from the same company, Chivas Brothers. And I was so troubled, I could not tell them apart. And I was scared. Like when I first smelled them this morning, you can look at my face. I'm thinking, uh-oh. I felt like Lindsey Buckingham, you know, it's like, I think I'm in trouble. Do-do-do-do. And I was. And I got it wrong. And I'll never live it down. And I won't worry about it. Same company. I know, it's embarrassing. I got a 12-year age blended Scotch confused with a what? No age statement, and you know it's 3 years. Oh my goodness. But I can't get beat up by people too much on that because it's like, where's your live video? Where's your live taste challenge? Oh, I can't do that. I have too many important jobs. People can't see me on the internet doing that. Okay, all right. Well, then toodaloo, toodly-doo. See you later. Talk to you later. You might say, well, you talk bad about NFL players if they make a mistake in a game and you can't play you can't perform at their level. Well, wait a minute. I don't talk bad about NFL players. I might say something like, well, that was a mistake, or he should have caught the ball. But I'm not saying, oh, they're deficient in all these ways, and I would do way better. I don't say all that. I know I wouldn't do better. I don't make these claims. I'm saying people will do that to me. Like, what their implication is, well, they are much better at it. Well, where are you? Oh, well, I can't be doing that. Okay, well, then, and I don't mind people telling me, oh, in my opinion, you do a bad job. That doesn't bother me. You tell me that once, you made your point, I got it. My issue was people having to feel like they needed to tell me that 10 times a day for 2 years. No, you don't need to keep telling me that. Okay, got it. I got it. I got it. Like on Facebook, the guy telling me 50 times, the Chevy Vega, I hate the Chevy Vega. It was a piece of junk. He just kept saying it. So I was waiting for the next time he says it, I'm going to say, we get it. You don't like the Chevy Vega. Everybody knows they had problems with the Chevy Vega. This is not new. This is not something that's surprising all of us. We know this. When it first came out, they had a lot of problems with it. Oil leaks, engine trouble, rust. Real big problems with rust. But then that's the 70s. Think of all the cars in the 70s that would rust out. Oh, but truth be told, they improved it by, let's say, 1973 model year. It was much better. But it was too late. Of course, it was too late. Once the bad rap comes down that it's trash, people don't want to buy it. Although they did sell, the sales were incredible for that car. Like by 1974, they were like 340,000 a year. Not exactly people running away from it, right? But my point is that he doesn't need to tell us that every time we make a Facebook post that I hate the Vega. We know, we get it. All right. I think that's the Castillo. It's a little bit better, but honestly, it's not way better. And I might pay $1 more for it. Yeah, I'd pay $1 more, but I wouldn't pay much more. If it was $1.50 more, I'd probably just buy the Clubhouse. Of course, I can't get Clubhouse in this town, so the point is moot. It's like that Jesse Jackson skit on Saturday Night Live in 1984. Or was it 88? I think it was 84. They kept asking a question. He said, well, the point is moot. Well, if you were running for president, well, he said, but the point is moot. In other words, he had already dropped out the race. There's no point in him answering that. He ain't running for president anymore. All right. So Castillo, yeah, I can easily get Castillo. Everybody sells that. Although, don't recall seeing it at Walmart. Okay, well, a lot of people sell it around here. Not everybody. Okay. Everybody sells Bacardi, though. that is a fact. You go to any place that sells rum, you just know Bacardi's going to be there. Clubhouse, yeah, that's one of those, you might see it, you probably won't see it type items. And then people might tell me, I get Barton where I live. Yeah. Or Bentley. I get Bentley. I don't really see Bentley around here, but I've seen it. All right. So let's call it Castillo, and then it's off to lunchtime. Please be Castillo. I did it. I did it. CR, Castillo rum. All right. Well. Oh, man, that brings us to the end of another rum taste challenge. You say, well, what's the next one? What's the next one? For Friday, I would like to do a Friday slot. May not get to it. Would like to. Well, it's going to be Castillo, of course. Oh, you want to watch a bad video? Get ready. I got a bad one coming. it's going to be Castillo Silver, which is a nice rum, I got to admit, versus the monstrous and atrocious and stomach-turning Ron Rio. Is that the worst liquor I've ever had? Worse than Hartley VS? Yes. Because Hartley VS was a C-. It was just low average. It was just kind of crummy. It wasn't even bad technically, but you'd never recommend it and you wouldn't buy it. Luckily, it's been discontinued. All they make now is the Hartley VSOP, which is not exactly good. You could make the argument that it's good, perhaps, in some way. It's different. Very different. But the Ron Rio is just flat out bad. It's a D. If there was ever a bad rum, that's it. And I mean a D-. It's as low as you can go without being undrinkable. I've drunk it. I've never poured it out. How will I get through that liter bottle? I do not know. It tastes rancid. It tastes like rancid sugar. It's horrible. I hate it. And I wouldn't even take it for free. If you gave me a bottle, well, I might take a bottle for free just to see if that one is spurled. But oh no, that's the worst liquor I ever tried, the Ron Rio. And I make no apologies because McCormick, you're out there, the distributor, you're out there, contact me. I'll tell you, come to my house and try it. Tell me if it's not rancid. They might say, well, you know, that was a bad batch we had back in 2018. I'll say, well, it was really bad. And I want to know why it's on the shelf. But it's a good conversation starter. So that'll be the next one. So if you want to watch a really bad video in 2 days on a Dawn Busters. Oh, I'm glad I looked at that calendar. I got to go to Mass tomorrow. Almost forgot. Got to think about this. How can I put a reminder? The Feast of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Okay. Let's see. Mass at 5 at St. Peter's in Reserve. Because, see, they always have Mass at 5 on vigils for the Holy Days of Obligation. That's perfect for me. I might be able to join Wild Card Wednesday after that if they don't run on too long. And I noticed that the Father John tends not to belabor things on that kind of situation. But the most important thing is if they do it after 6, I'd be falling asleep during Mass. I'm sitting there like, because I wake up at like 2:45 in the morning, no joke. So I can watch all the Major League Baseball highlights. So and then I work all day and I'm lifting heavy things like 60-pound bags of rice. So then, which is a good workout. I mean, I can lift it with no effort these days. Other people say, oh, it's heavy. You used to it. I'll say, yeah, I'm used to it. But if it's 6 o'clock or later, and they have 7 o'clock at some of these churches vigil, I'm sitting there like the priest is saying, let's talk about this issue here. We need to look at the scripture. And I'm not opposed to what they're saying. I agree with it. But I'm just like, you know, you can start dreaming, like you immediately fall into REM sleep, REM, rapid eye movement. You could be sitting up. If you're that sleepy, you'd be dreaming all of a sudden. You'd be like in that Beatles song from 1967, I went into a dream. You can literally do that. Well, I don't want to experience that. So if I go to Mass, I would like to be awake. So let's say tomorrow night at 5 Central, yeah. And then we'll see if I can join Wild Card Wednesday. If I can't, somebody else is going to have to take up the mantle. You know what I'm saying? Well, hopefully Eric Fraunfeld, the Thomas Meadow 75, will say, I can host it. I'll be like, thank you. I'm always saying that every week that he can host it. I'm like, thank you. That's less I got to worry about. John Anilli says, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you. Listening as I drive. Thank you. I'm glad you're listening to this rum taste challenge. G and JK says, clinking the mugs. Well, I didn't think Clubhouse would be able to compete with Castillo, and it certainly did not. But let me rephrase that. I didn't think it would beat Castillo. It couldn't beat it. But it did compete. It held its own, and it's an okay product. Would I recommend Clubhouse rum as a gift? Uh, no, I wouldn't recommend that because that's you're just being a little too cheap. Give them something nice like Bacardi or that, like somebody said, Appleton Estate if they like rum, or Captain Morgan or something that you know what I'm saying, something that's well known and that they would appreciate. You give them something like Clubhouse, they're gonna think you're being cheap, and that's what you're being. You know you are. Castillo could perhaps be a decent gift. It's a credible product and it's an actual, it's a brand that people know about. Not that you'd ever see an advertisement on TV. That would be kind of like on the border of acceptable, I think. But heck, come on. If it's their birthday or if it's Christmas time, give them something nice. Come on, you can do it. Give them the Captain Morgan Silver or give them the Bacardi Especial, whatever it's called, Bacardi Superior. Bacardi Superior. Come on, you can do this. Now, would I be offended if somebody gave me that stuff? Like, no, I wouldn't be offended because you know me. I just would figure they'd be trying to say, I'd say, oh, they was trying to save money. But maybe I'm peculiar like that. All right. Anyway, I'm glad if they just give me a card. I don't even want people spending money on a gift. I don't need anything. I don't really need anything. So money is nice because it's liquid. You know what I mean? You can use it for anything. But anyway, that's what my daughter says. What does she tell me? I love money the most as a gift. It's so versatile. I say, yeah, you can apply it to so many different things of your own choosing, ain't it? It's not sentimental. But you know what they say? Money talks and sentimentality walks. Well, I don't know if anybody says that. I said that. All right. So, okay. All right. Calm down. Exuberance. Try to dial it back. Thursday morning. Taste challenge. Chivas Regal. Echevarria. Gaspar Gomez. The Diaz brothers. And the Chivas brothers. Chivas Regal. Versus. What's the one I got it going up against? Oh, yeah. JW Dance. Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. Actually, I'm very worried about that. But I don't care because I paid $8.99 for the JW Dance. It's 1 liter and it's great. For that price, that might actually be the best value priced liquor brand I ever bought. JW Dance whiskey. Plus, it's got an essay on the back of the bottle. Like literally an entire essay. Like, here is an essay on the complete history of Scotch. I read that whole thing while I was in a long line at Dorton. I was waiting to check out. I said, oh, I didn't mind being in a long line. I said, it gives me a chance to read this essay. I read it. It was very interesting.